Or you're not even hearing it. You don't have your headphones on.
I hear it.
You can hear it.
I can feel it.
I don't know if you can. We want to welcome you to this week's politically correcting podcast here on the We the People Podcast Network. Another beautiful week of being uncancelable. My co-hosts. Oh, that fly just landed on my hand.
Oh,
and then in your drink.
I thought we had him.
The birthday boy, Lavelle Lewis. Happy birthday, young man.
Gracias.
We got Austin on the ones and twos.
Hello.
Dan probably has COVID or something. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah, let's go with that. Everyone
is out there still.
Get your drinks out. I warned you earlier, you're going to need your drink for this one because there's been a lot of stuff happening this past week. So we're going to kind of be all over the place today, but it's all going to come out where we can have a drink together, discuss things in an open format, and be able to have open and honest dialogue and walk away still being
Kill
friends.
this fly.
Salud. All right.
Fine.
Cheers, fellas.
Cheers. Oh my goodness. The verse of this week is found in Job 42. It's in verses 10 and 11. 10 and 12. I'm skipping 11 just because it doesn't fit in the time frame we have here. And now the fly is on my camera. It says, after Job had prayed for his friends, the Lord restored his fortunes and gave him twice as much as he had before. The Lord blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the former part. If you know the story of Job, you know what he went through. And it was really, honestly, a bet that God made with the devil. God's a gambler. You didn't know that? God gambled with the devil. The devil said that he can make Job turn his back on God. And God said, there's no freaking way. No way. You can do whatever you want to him. He's never going to do it. And Job proved him right. He lost everything. And the entire time, his friends, his wife, his closest comrade, everybody was telling him, curse the Lord for everything he's done to you. And Job said, not happening. He never once turned his back on God, and all the crap he went through. And the entire time he still kept his eyes above and still kept God in his prayers, and he thanked him through the entire time. And after he went through it all and proved God right, God restored his fortunes, gave him back twice as much as he had before, and blessed the latter part of Job's life more than the former part. He had to go through all of that nonsense, all that craziness for a time period for God to bless him more than he'd ever been blessed before. Job was a rich man before that, but he blessed him more in his former part than ever before. So just remember, when you're going through all that crap in your life and the world's against you and society's against you and the media's against you and the friends that you thought you had or the family members you thought you can have conversations with, but now they hate you for your views, stand up for exactly what you believe to be right based on, a solid ground. And you're going to lose some people. You're going to lose some friends. You're going to lose some family, but you can't turn your back on God. Don't ever turn your back on God. There's your birthday verse, birthday boy.
Appreciate it. It's very deep. It's true though, man. Some true shit. It's some
thank God in everything.
Yeah,
thank God in everything, because he allows you.
People are funny as a bitch.
They're funny, all right.
Funny as a motherfucker.
They're funny, and they like to use the Lord's name in vain a lot of times.
They be playing that victim role so well. As soon as you start to set those boundaries and
they pick and choose when to play the victim role.
Oh yeah, when you close to the truth, when you close to exposing them, they all flip quick.
They want to pretend like they're empowered and they're strong. They can handle everything until it's time to play the victim role.
Oh, and you're so toxic. You're so toxic because you get so mad. You get angry when I disrespect you. That's when you get mad. You get angry when
I'm out of this.
You.
Just kidding. Let's get into the more absurdities, but specifically from this past week. Of course, we got to start with the daily COVID update. This is still going, mind you. Bring up the New York State disaster emergency that was done in secret that our governor did. Did you know that we're in a state of emergency right now?
No, this is news to me.
News to you because I'm surprised that it wasn't put out there. This is number 11.8, declaring a disaster emergency in the state of New York. Let me read it off to you for those of you who are not watching us on video. Whereas New York continues to experience COVID-19 transmission with the rate of new COVID-19 hospital admissions remaining at over 100. I'm sorry, remaining at over 100 new admissions a day. Whereas the SARS-CoV-2 variant, known as Omicron, determined a variant of concern by the World Health Organization and the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So we got the WHO and we got the CDC. You missed last week, but we talked about those two people again. Is known to be highly transmissible and to necessitate that persons have additional doses of vaccines for optimal protection because it's working really well. Whereas the state must pursue a coordinated approach to ensure hospital capacity statewide is able to meet regional needs, whereas the state government must support the municipalities and counties in their efforts to facilitate and administer vaccinations and tests for COVID-19 and to prevent the virus from continuing to spread at such rates. Now, therefore, I, Kathy Hochul, Governor of the state of New York, by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Constitution of the state of New York and the laws of New York State, do hereby continue the state disaster emergency as set forth in Executive Order 11 and continue the suspensions and modifications of law containing Executive Order 11 and its successors through August 13th, 2022. How do you feel about that?
I don't believe that we will ever come out of an executive order within the next, I don't know, ever.
When you go out, how many people, in percentage-wise, how many people do you see wearing a mask when you go out?
Well, I mean, I still see a good number.
Yeah, they're still there.
They're still
but
there.
What, 25%?
Enough to where that she can say this, to where she has enough of a a draw. You know what I mean? Like you can't pull this off. You can't pull this on people that just don't care at this point. Because I mean, if we're talking about 100 admissions a day, that's what. And this is throughout the state?
In the state.
The entire state. So that's
the state.
So that's 3,000 people a month, right? That's going into
in the state.
In the state, right. And I don't know how many people is in the state, like what? I don't know how many millions, right?
Right.
But what is this 0.00006%?
It's a very low. It's a very low. What a threshold that is. 100 people in the entire state. And we know at this point, I feel like most people know we have to learn to live with COVID, right?
It's not about COVID anymore. We know it's not. This is about power and control. And as long as there's some sort of,
that didn't work.
Executive order.
Allegedly. There we go.
Allegedly, right?
Mm-hmm.
As long as there's some sort of executive order and also the ability, they can probably get kickback still. I'm pretty sure the federal government gives them money.
We got a lot of money coming from New York State.
Right.
For all the work we're doing to build back better.
But where's that? There's that other money coming from the Fed. It's coming from the Fed too.
From everywhere.
It's coming from everywhere.
We did everything that we were supposed to do, right? We did everything. New York did everything that they're supposed to do. And we're getting a lot of money for it. A lot of money for it. I want Dan from the streets as well.
Money's about to grow on trees.
Right, for real. Well, City Council decided that we went back to Zoom meetings last night. I don't know if you saw that, but
was anyone wearing any masks?
No,
they
were not wearing a mask.
Nobody's wearing a mask.
No one was wearing a mask.
I'm just trying to figure out, like, if government isn't doing it, no one's wearing masks. Like, everybody's got to be comfortable with this thing. Like, it's not about the mask anymore. Is it about vaccinations?
Well, let's talk about vaccinations. Let's bring up the Indiana life insurance. This is very look, we can say what we want on this podcast because we're uncancelable. Indiana life insurance CEO says deaths are up 40% among people ages 18 to 64. 40%. I'm going to read to you exactly what it says in their findings. This is a life insurance company in just one state. A life insurance company has come up with these findings. This is a company that pays out when people die, right? And they've seen a 40% increase.
And they really don't want people to die.
They don't, because then they got to pay.
They don't want to
Right.
buy it. Like
The head of Indianapolis-based insurance company One America said a death rate is up a stunning 40% from pre-pandemic levels among working age people. In quotes, we are seeing right now the highest death rates we have seen in the history of this business. Not just at One America, the company's CEO Scott Davison said during an online news conference this week. The data is consistent across every player in that business. One America is a $100 billion insurance company that's had its headquarters in Indianapolis. They employ 2,400 people. This says the increase in deaths represents huge numbers, and that it's not elderly people who are dying, but primarily working age people, 18 to 64, who are the employees of companies that have group life insurance plans through One America. And what we saw just in third quarter, we're seeing it continue into fourth quarter, is that death rates are up 40% over what they were pre-pandemic. This is just life insurance plans. These are just people that actually had life insurance. This is not people that did not have life insurance plans.
I mean, that's a good number, especially because nobody really has life insurance like that. Like, that's one of them things that motherfuckers like,
people call their chances. People call it.
I like my chances, right?
Right.
I'm gonna play some craps. Those numbers is telling. I can I put my tinfoil hat on a little bit, which just can't get backed up. There's got to be some negligence I don't think it gets reported, but there's a lot of negligence that goes on within that hospital room. The hospitals. There is a huge issue with malpractice and people dying with no real reasons of dying within the medical field. So that 40% can go a whole bunch of different ways. Now, you add in COVID though. COVID, which the numbers don't lie. 99% of anybody that has COVID survive.
Over 99%.
Over 99%. So what about the people that went into the hospitals? Everyone thought it was the vid. It wasn't the vid. It was something else that could have been preventable. But the hospitals are only treating for the vid and not really knowing how to treat the vid. And then you just have people dying, quote unquote, because of the vid.
That could be one thing. Something that was brought up during our week off that I didn't bring up in our in-person podcast that we did. You can look it up yourself. Do not take my word for this. But the health organizations that stated that they were keeping an eye on the VAERS report, VAERS, VAERS report, they came out and said they were not. They were not looking at it at all. This was done through a FOIL request. They said, show us the data of what you have done to analyze the information from the VAERS report. We have not even taken a look at it. So the entire time when they said, yeah, we're keeping a close eye on this. Yes, we're trying to, figure out if there's some things going on with the heart issues for young men. They were not. This is, again, look it up yourself. Don't just listen to me.
Because they know the vid lie is not holding.
Well, it's not. I think a lot of people would like to think that there's some big conspiracy theory around this.
Right.
I personally believe people just want to keep their jobs. And they don't want to go against the motion of the ocean there, right?
I mean, all the way to the top. That's not just Don't just say on the public, private. No, not on that level.
All the way to the top when they're trying to get that money.
We're talking about all the way up to the top to the president of the United
States,
the
CDC,
and the CEOs of the Pfizers and the Modernas of the world.
Those who are doing the
Johnson & Johnsons, the John Hopkins universities. All of these, the Microsofts of the world, the Amazons, everybody that came together, the ABCs, the NBCs, CNNs of the world, everybody that pushed this shit down our throats.
They didn't want to get canceled. They didn't want to get their licenses removed. They didn't want to get their the money that they come for commercials. They didn't want any of that to go away. So I saw a meme earlier today. It was like 98% of doctors go along with who pays them, and the other two just have been canceled.
Oh man, yeah, that's a spot on meme.
Yeah,
spot on the meme.
If you talked about it, you were canceled.
The medical field is
every
too big
single
to
person.
fail. Yeah,
every single person that came out and said, "Look, this is this, and this is what I'm seeing, or this is how I'm treating it, or this is what is happening in my hospital." Every single one of them that spoke up lost their medical degree, their license. Sorry.
Remember those 2 doctors out in California? They were the first ones. The two men, right? Yeah. They were the first ones to come out and it's like, yo, listen, this doesn't make any sense. Like there's something going on.
Right.
Where like that those Caribbean guys were
black lady as
they
well?
were silenced. They were silenced so fast. Right. And honestly, like you have to probably go on like some dark web to find
some 4chan or something like that.
You can't see them anywhere.
You get canceled. That's the thing. And it's so weird that you can't speak up about things.
You can't say shit.
You really can't. What we should be talking about though is one of the daily absurdity topics. I have multiple ones for this week. Let's bring up the TikTok creepers.
Well, thank you for the birthday wishes. Somebody said, I saw somebody wish me happy birthday. I appreciate you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
One of the viewers.
TikTok.
I'm gonna shoot this fucking fly though, bro.
Yeah, for real. That's really annoying.
I'm gonna shoot him.
I'm trying.
FEMA. I don't care about producer. I'm FEMA. PETA. I'm a body this fly.
A fly swatter.
The local PETA.
I want the electric one.
Rochester.
The one that freaking shocks the crap out of them.
Yeah, get that shit.
Or that salt gun. You seen the salt gun?
Zap his ass. That's what we need. A water bottle gun and just spray his ass.
Not a water, but the salt. It's a salt shotgun. It shoots a thing of salt.
Really?
Yeah, you fill it up with table salt and you shoot it, and it shoots like a shotgun of salt.
Oh, just flick his ass? Just pop him right out of.
It doesn't kill him. It makes them realize, shit, it's a human being.
Get stepped on,
right? You're about to get killed.
You're about to get dealt with.
These TikTok moms are finally realizing that there's weirdos out there watching their videos specifically for their kids.
I don't know what
TikTok moms are removing videos of their children following concerns of exploitation of 3-year-old Ren Eleanor. Have you heard of this?
This is news to me.
Ren Eleanor is a 3-year-old girl whose mom has been, I don't want to say exploiting her, but if you're doing TikTok videos and you need to incorporate your 3-year-old daughter into it to get views and likes, you're exploiting. I mean, it's like the word propaganda. It's not a good thing or bad thing. It's just what it is. Exploiting is you're just using your child in order to get views here,
likes.
Right. The problem that people were finding about these TikTok videos of this little 3-year-old girl was that you can see how many people saved the video.
Ooh.
So not how many, you can see anyone, duetting it and stuff like that. You can see people sharing it, but people saving the video and then the people commenting in the comment section about your 3-year-old is the sexiest 3-year-old I've ever seen. It's like weird shit. But if you don't think that's happening out there, I don't know what to tell you. That subcaption here, you can control the content you post of your own children on social media. Duh. If you need your child to get you more views, you're not producing much of a good content there, to be honest.
You're a pimp.
Yeah,
pretty much. Yeah. That's all you're doing.
Essentially,
pimping your kids, man.
Hey, look, I understand that there's many people out there that's getting paid off their children's abilities or likability, should I say? I get it. But at a certain point, you have to protect your kids because they are coming after our kids.
It's pretty obvious, right?
We're gonna get into the conspiracy theory in a minute. Not yet. Well, we're gonna get into that in a minute.
I think the test, right, was to see how the public would react to the Jeffrey Epstein situation, right? Like they literally smuggled this man in and out of prison, smuggled him in and out of prison. Now, the pimp, the Madam Pimptress, she got less time than our fucking Kelly, bro. And her evidence was way, way worse than fucking R. Kelly.
20 years?
20 years to his 30. And yo, this bitch had
you still have that?
Clients, man.
Oh, yeah.
That's fantastic. That's a fucking dope-ass podcast freaking manager right there.
That's the producer.
Yeah, this is something that we had before. I appreciate you.
But yo,
yeah.
dog, if they once they saw that the public didn't really like it was like
They don't care, bro. They still
don't give
care.
a fuck.
They don't care.
They don't care.
Not at all.
So just think about it. How many people are still going to the Catholic churches, right? Knowing the Vatican has done what they've done for decades.
You think she's going to do 20 years?
No, she's not.
Not a.
No,
I'd be surprised at 2 years.
Oh man,
because remember Jeffrey Epstein, when he got caught the first time, he was going to work every single day.
Oh, they gave him the Taj Mahal of prisons.
Yeah,
and Obama signed off on it. And then Trump went to go and appoint the same guy that gave him the sweetheart deal.
He sure did.
Because he knew. They knew. Come on, man. I'm sorry, Trump supporters. I get y'all. Hey, where there's smoke, there's fire. What I care about
down the middle. I don't care where it is.
What I care about is the problem with these kids. This is slavery. So to me, this is sex slavery. It doesn't even have to be just sexual though. Right? That doesn't. These kids are products.
Yep.
It's the same as way back in the abolitionists back in the day in any type of slave period. I don't care. There were people who said that this was morally wrong. There were free folk that said it's morally wrong. This shit right here with kids, man, exploiting these babies, putting them on TikTok. That's what they want, man. That's what they want.
Well, let's get into the, you know what?
It's not hard to find where the fuck you live. I don't care who you are. If somebody really wants to stalk you and plot on you, they will.
Yeah.
And they would. There's some sick fucks on this planet. Can we all agree to that? We start there and there's some sick fucks. Even for me, myself, and I have my pages public, right?
You are.
I don't trust a motherfucker.
No, not at all.
A motherfucker will stalk me and try and do whatever just because I say what the fuck I want to say. And people don't like that.
They don't like it one bit because you're a black man.
No.
And I'm a Puerto Rican man, and you're not allowed to talk about things.
How dare you?
That do not fall in line with the narrative.
How dare you?
Such as, I'm going to jump right into it because I think this conversation needs to be had. I'm going to jump into kind of the conspiracy theory of what people were saying before and the reality of what's coming to fruition. Pull up Rachel Levine.
Rachel Levine.
As soon as you see this person, you will know exactly who it is.
This motherfucker. As the fly buzz in my ear.
Right. Remember, when they brought this person on, they stated, everyone was saying this person is going to come after our kids. They're going to make it so that, again, what did it say? The Secretary of Health. And they're like, this person is going to come after our children's health, and they're going to make it so that our kids are going to go down that route right there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they said, no, we're not coming after your kids. We're not coming after your guns. We're not coming after this, that, and the other. Stop being a freaking conspiracy theorist. Get off of 4chan. Get off the QAnon conspiracy theory. Well, let's talk about what Miss Rachel Levine says today. That fly, I felt it. I want to punch in his face. Hold on. I'm going to get it real quick. All right.
That was a terrible message.
Rachel Levine says, youth access to gender-affirming care should not be limited. We're
Got him!
Got it?
Yeah!
Nice. Oh, my goodness.
Bang, bang.
Freedom!
Man, that fly was messing up the entire podcast.
Oh, my God.
I saw it when it first started.
I've been ready to go for like the past 10 minutes.
I see with the roll up paper there. They're going to get beat up.
Took his ass out.
Or something. So Rachel Levine, the Assistant Secretary for Health, they came out and stated, we need to empower kids to go on puberty blockers and get sex reassignment surgery.
Empower
kids. The exact word was empower them. Empower them. Look, we know when we're talking about our youth, right? Especially as parents, you have children that came from your loin. I have children that came from relationship, not my loins, but through a relationship. Our number one deal as the fathers to protect, right? That is just our number one. When you hear this person here stating that they should empower your kids to decide for themselves the future of their sex for the rest of their lives, because they like to proclaim that if you take puberty blockers, it's just halting for a moment. It's not a life decision. Well, there's nothing that supports that. Zero evidence that supports that. Actually, there's a crap ton of evidence that shows that if you get on puberty blockers as a young child, it kind of destroys your chances of anything, really, in life, meaning sexual production. This is coming after our children. When you say you want to empower the kids, because remember, there was an article that I brought up last week, was it? When a parent didn't know that the school had prescribed medicine to their kids. They didn't know. They called the parent and stated, "Hey, your child forgot to pick up their prescription before the summer break." And this person was like, "What are you talking about?" Like, "Well, your child was prescribed antidepressants." The school prescribed this person's child, antidepressants without their knowledge. So that is already okay. What do you think is going to happen with this puberty blockers and even possibly allowing them to get sex reassignment surgery without their parents knowing? Now, look, I get the aspect of the parents that are super conservative and say, "No, I hate you as a child. You are not my child. I disown you." I wouldn't even say super conservative at that point, because I think that it kind of spans any political ideology or even really religious ideology. It really just is parents who just believe that you were born the sex you were born. It's someone says not to say this out loud, but when a person comes to me and believes that they are obese and they are what I see as anorexic, I don't tell them they should go get fat sucked out of them. I don't agree they should get fat sucked out of them. I don't. If they were to say, "Oh, I went and saw a doctor about getting a tummy tuck," I would say, "You
ain't got no tummy.
What do you
what are you talking
right? What are you talking about?" No, that's not reality. In this case, we are seeing the Secretary of Health, or the Assistant Secretary of Health for Health, telling us that we need to empower kids to go on puberty blockers and get sex reassignment surgery. Well, go ahead, because I talked about
the first red flag is, look at this motherfucker. Motherfucker look like Jabba the Hutt with a fucking.
All right, we're not going to go that way.
No,
we're not going to disparage people's looks.
I'm just saying.
But
first, look at that shit.
But if you're to say, as a man, if I were to sit here and say I identify myself as a woman and I don't shave my beard, I don't do anything to make myself look like a woman or come off as a woman, then you probably have something to say.
This is all about where you are as within just within, you're talking about ideologies, right? So whether you have a religious background to you, how far you are within the church, right? You're going to be within that group, and you're going to have a biased opinion, because within all the religions, there's no one talking about, well, God made you a woman, however, there's a chance. When you start getting a little frustrated, you can become a man. I don't think that's in any of the religious texts that are out there.
There are churches that do preach it, though.
Within the religion itself, the traditional religions,
not
right?
the New Age,
not this, whatever came out, afterwards. I'm not talking about the motherfuckers. Okay. I'm talking about the people who read these religious texts and they abide by them.
traditionalists.
traditional, yes,
Right.
those folks, they're gonna have their opinion. They're not gonna fuck with this shit. They're like, no,
Yeah. And
fuck no.
they have every right
You
to
are
not.
this is God. They are not gonna piss off God.
Right.
You got those folks. Now you have the science people.
Mhm.
It's a whole other demographic.
The elitists,
Well, you'll have there's levels.
academia.
I mean, you could be a
elitists.
scientist and not be an elitist. You know what I mean? You could have an opinion on based off
We
of
don't hear very much of those who are not, though.
no. But
Hello. Hi, I'm right here. I'm not religious.
See, there you go, but-
I'm a science boy. Am I? Wait, are you calling me an elitist?
You
Jose?
are an elitist.
I'm an elitist.
Yes, it's your white supremacy that's inherent
Oh yes,
in you. You didn't realize it.
Yes,
that your
you're right.
privilege allows you
You know,
to speak up as a white scientist.
Thank you.
There you go.
Thank you for pointing out my
it's been
privilege.
passed down from generation. You inherited it. That's what it
Gotcha.
is.
Yeah, see,
Gotcha.
he
You
doesn't
have
even
that
notice
equity,
it.
that equity.
That's how privileged he is. He
Yes,
doesn't notice
that's
it.
scientific
See,
equity.
I needed that Latinx perspective to put me in my place.
Yeah,
But as you keep breaking
I
down,
appreciate you.
you keep breaking down
Gotcha.
these cliques, these different types of
Uh-huh.
views. I mean, as we go, get year after year after year, these groups, they expand, right? You're either going to get more that's going to align with the religious side, more that's going to align with the scientific side, but then you got the people who are in the trenches, the ones who want to cut their dick off or want to, whatever. I don't know what, like, can you get a penis if you're a female? If you don't have a dick, can you get one?
I am perfectly fine with having a trans person on the show.
I would love to
I don't
be
think they
educated on
want to
that.
talk about that, though.
Right, but
I don't think they wanna talk about that.
I'm just being straight direct about the whole
But I think
entire
I
thing.
think that again, this podcast has always been about having the open dialogue, having that conversation where we can say, "Look, I got questions.
Yeah, I got questions.
And
I'm not trying to beat nobody down.
Right.
But as we go, as more propaganda get put out there,
Mhm.
and there is propaganda out there.
Again, it's
propaganda.
neither positive nor negative.
Right,
It just
positive, negative, it's propaganda. But there's also influences as well. These
Right.
groups are going to get bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure in 5 to 10 years, the transgender coalition will be much bigger than what it is right now.
Yeah, because it's much bigger than what it was 10 years ago. We would not have accepted this,
Exactly.
especially 20 years ago. And we're talking like less than a full generation
Yeah.
where we have gone from not happening to schools
Mhm.
prescribing medication
Mm-hmm.
and having a secretary of health that looks like, I'm going to say looks unhealthy.
Yeah. No, now there has to be some money behind these agendas.
Yes.
There has to be.
I think that's a
there
guarantee.
has to be.
Right.
So you're already trying to have people be confused as far as what they are.
Mhm.
Well,
confusion is the work of the devil immediately.
I mean, it's to say that the devil isn't working within this whole thing, and I'm just using it as an
The
analogy.
devil is alive. I
I'm not
feel
saying
him
that
breathing.
I'm a Christian. I'm talking about religion, all that stuff. But what I'm saying is there is an element of evil that's at play here, especially when we got this.
Inherent.
It is
Very inherent
the agenda that I
not
believe.
saying that trans people are evil.
No,
Again,
no, this is not
because
not
someone's
saying
going to
no.
pick that little part out
Yeah, man,
and make it into
I don't give a
something.
fuck. Fuck that.
So what
That's
you're
definitely
trying to
not what we're
say
saying at
is
all.
the fact that they're going after kids
Yeah,
is the evil part. Because as a grown adult, this Rachel Levine can decide to do whatever the hell they want to do.
well, I'm saying not even going after kids. Yes, they're definitely targeting kids.
They're
but I'm
literally
talking about-
saying it. We want to empower kids to go on
I
puberty
think
blockers.
I think it's I'm gonna one up it. I think they're targeting the human race. Like
Okay.
honestly, period. Because if you can
A
if you
Margaret
can,
Sanger of sort.
yeah, if you can kind of slow down the ability to procreate naturally,
Mm-hmm.
right? You have more natural humans being created versus
Less
No,
humans being created.
no, if you have people procreating with each other, right? A transgender individual will have to go out and get a supply from somewhere else in order to be impregnated to increase their tribe,
Okay.
right? They can't naturally create and produce it, right? They can't. Nick Cannon's got like 25 kids right now.
I don't even know how many baby mamas.
The Nick Cannon is like balling right
Man,
now.
he's making up for me.
Yes, they don't want a bunch of Nick Cannons out there. But if they can find a way to kind of, have people be desensitized to the human aspect of creating, then it makes it a whole lot easier for some fuck Westworld, yo. Let's make our own fucking babies. Let's create some motherfuckers that we don't have to worry about these trans, like this person that
On
we
the next
create.
politically correct podcast, we're gonna have what's his name, Bill Gates, involved with
Bring his
some,
ass on here.
yeah, with something. And again, it goes even further because in this article, it was brought up about the mental health that goes into a child who is having this conflict in their mind of, I was born like this, but I don't feel as though my body reflects who I think I am. And it says, during the interview, Levine agreed that transgender youth are predisposed to mental health issues, but argued it stems from bullying, not the fact that the person's transgender.
Fear. Here we go. Blah, blah,
So they are
blah.
literally saying that
Shut
we are
the
bullying
fuck
a
up.
person's
Jabba the Hutt.
we're bullying a person's thoughts.
Fuck. Oh, more victimhood shit. More fucking gaslighting, right? More shit. This is gonna fucking make somebody believe some bullshit reality that they're trying to create.
Yeah.
Like never mind.
There's nothing inherent with being transgender or gender diverse which would predispose youth to depression or anxiety. It is that harassment and bullying, Levine insisted. Now they're suffering politically motivated attacks through state actions, she added. This is not based upon data. These actions are politically motivated.
By whom? Who's politically motivating this?
Florida Surgeon General Joseph Ladapo. Systematic reviews on hormonal treatment for young people show a trend of low quality evidence, small sample sizes, and medium to high risk of bias. Florida's Department of the Surgeon General down in Florida. But so it's going from, we should be giving youth access to gender affirming care, and it should not be limited, meaning we need to make the decisions for the parents because the parents are not mentally capable of making decisions for their kids. But the kids are mentally capable of making their own decisions unless it comes to owning a gun or voting or smoking or drinking.
Yeah, we can't think for ourselves.
Or getting into any sort of contract. Because remember, you have to be 18-year-old to get into the contract. So at a certain point, we're going to get to where our kids are grown-ass adults and they can make their own decisions. To me, I'm going to go ahead and sit there and say, pay your own Wi-Fi, pay your own RG&E, pay your own water bill, pay your own freaking electricity, pay everything on your own. That's when you are an adult. I don't care how old you are, because there are some 30-something-year-old kids out there who have not grown up yet.
No.
I don't care how old you are. You're not mentally capable of deciding for the rest of your life. Again, you're talking about young kids. But they keep saying, we're not coming after your kids. They're also saying, we're not coming after your guns. Bring up the Governor Newsom article.
This fucking guy. Look at that face.
Let's talk about this because I think this goes deeper than what just this is. What you see there is Governor Newsom with his smiley white pearls. Hey. California Governor Gavin Newsom signs new bill into law allowing victims of gun violence to sue firearm manufacturers. Now, if you don't already know, I believe it was a Remington, was it? Or Smith & Wesson, who actually settled out of court for one of these lawsuits. Their insurance company said, settle it. So it allowed this plethora of different lawsuits to come in against gun manufacturers, not the people that pulled the trigger, not the people that decide to buy the gun, not the people that decide to buy the ammo, not the people that decide to load the gun with the ammo, but the manufacturers. That is like suing McDonald's for being fat. But it goes further than this because if you see who posted that, look at that.
Oh, the Shade Room?
The Shade Room.
Of course. They're gonna
look at what the Shade Room says in their blurb at the bottom. I'm going to read it for those who are not watching.
Oh my, this is going to give me a migraine. I know.
Probably. As the nationwide crackdown on gun violence and gun reform continues, California Governor Gavin Newsom just made a major step benefiting residents of his state. Governor Newsom just signed a new bill into law in California that allows victims of gun violence to sue firearm manufacturers. CNN reports earlier this week, California Governor Gavin Newsom made a bold move regarding gun violence and gun reform that many residents are likely to approve of. The governor officially signed a new law that gives those who are victims of gun violence the ability to file civil suits against the companies that manufacture firearms used in violent crimes. This is the latest step towards stricter gun laws in California, which you may recall has the strictest gun safety measures in the country.
Of course, because let's go down let's run down the list of shit that's going on in California. Okay.
That he is the governor of, that he is making good decisions for.
I mean, you have biker gangs, you have the
homeless people
Mexican
living
mafias,
everywhere.
You have the Crips, you have the Bloods, you have I can go down the list of all the gang bangers, the gang activity that's in California, the hoodlums that is running through California. Let me ask anybody this question. Who in the fuck is going to stop them? What out of this bill, Shade Room, who's going to stop them? Who's going to stop them? Because all of the murders that's happening in that state is from that group.
Right. It's not from, remember,
the law-abiding citizens.
Because you missed it last week. You weren't here. You were playing hooky.
No.
Last week,
nope.
Governor Hochul states to a reporter that asked, have you looked at the data to be able to show that it's gun owners, legal gun owners, who are committing these crimes? And she said, I don't need to look at the data.
Oh, yeah. I saw that. I heard that shit.
Yeah. I don't need to have numbers. I don't need to have a data point to say this.
No, this is the way it is.
It's just the way it is. I'd make decisions and you must go with it.
Yo, these people is playing y'all, man. They're playing y'all. If you literally think that like any of these politicians, any of these governors is going to make your life safe, you are a fucking idiot. You are. I'm sorry. If you're waiting for the government to protect you outside of a foreign invader, like if China, Russia, whatever these countries, anybody want to set it on us, right?
Mm-hmm.
Our federal government
has a military.
They have a military. Their job is to make sure that shit don't happen.
Right. And
they've done a very, very good job. The only time they fucked up is when they let it happen.
Well, we are back-to-back World War champions.
All day. We makes it happen.
We kind of
like our military is no joke. Unless we fucking do it ourselves, right?
Right. Then we
like, but when it comes to your like 1 mile radius of your fucking house, motherfucker, if we was in a war, guess who's still going to be in charge of protecting that 1 mile radius of you? You. Period. You better hope to God the federal government don't fall. You better hope to God the fucking police don't fall. If I don't give a fuck if Putin was to come and invade New York City tomorrow, I'm waiting for his ass. You come in this bitch, you're going to die. I'm going to take somebody out. Period.
Well, you mean like Bodega Jose Alba? Bring up that hero, please. You know about this, do you? The bodega guy from New York City that stabbed the fuck out this guy. So let's give you the background story here.
What's his name? Jose Bodega?
His name is Jose Alba.
Oh, Jose Alba.
It's the New York Post article for the bodega. The bodega guy. This gentleman works at a bodega. He's not the bodega owner. He just works there. This lady, we'll call her, comes in with the EBT card trying to buy potato chips for her daughter. EBT card is declined for $1. She's upset. She's upset that she can't buy potato chips for her daughter at 10 p.m. on her EBT card. She says, I'm going to go get my man to fuck you up. She goes out and gets her man that's, I believe, if I read correctly, he's already like either out on bail or out on parole for...
He went Will Smith?
He went after a cop before.
You know what I'm saying? This guy that's coming in.
This
popping
guy
shit
came
over-
in
yeah.
and started rough. He went behind where the bodega guy, is doing his business. He comes back there and he starts yoking up the bodega guy. He starts pushing him and telling him that he's going to come with him and he's going to apologize to his girl for what he did,
Okay.
which was what? I don't know. Here, Austin. This is what it looks like. The guy grabs him by the back of the neck after he pushes him into the wall, after he is yelling at him in front of all the people who are there. The guy grabs him by the back of the neck and says, "Come with me."
Oh, shit.
The bodega guy grabs a knife that he used for cutting boxes open and starts stabbing, because he's like, "No, I'm not going out like this." The guy was taken to Rikers Island, the bodega, because the guy ended up dying.
Yeah, they dropped the charges. Yeah, that just came through.
Well, shut up! Don't get to the end already.
Oh, my bad.
Jeez, the guy spent 5 days in bodega.
That's why it took me so long to bring up the article. I didn't want to spoil the ending.
Yeah, thank you. Spent 5 days in Rikers Island. He had a $250,000 bail.
Yeah.
He was brought up on charges, 2nd-degree homicide. That freaking fly is back. You did not kill
that's
it.
another motherfucker.
What's the different one?
Yeah. Look,
And
I got the evidence
finally-
right here.
Oh, there you go. Finally, the DA for New York City dropped murder charges against bodega worker. This is the problem, though, is that everyone is afraid to fight for their life. Because if they fight for their life, they may, I shouldn't say may. In New York State, you're likely going to be in jail if you fight for your life and say, I feared for my life. I thought this guy was going to kill me.
They don't want motherfuckers that's bold and fucking.
Nope. You have to wait until this guy stabs you before you're allowed to stab somebody.
They want a bunch of
in New York
pussies,
State,
man.
You have to wait until someone pulls out a gun and shoots you before you can shoot somebody.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they want you to depend on them. They God, Jesus.
They want you.
They want everybody.
Check.
They want everybody to be pussies, afraid. Don't fight for your life, because like who? First of all, the guy at the store, like, why should you even be in any type of trouble?
No, nothing.
There should be no problems.
It's not that.
There should be no problems,
dude. And the guy's wearing, I forget, it wasn't a Balenciaga shirt, but it was a shirt that had a name brand on it. And they're like, you didn't have $1?
But where's the common sense?
You didn't have $1 to bring and to buy a bag of chips?
But where's the common sense with the DA? Like, you've seen fucking real cases. You see this shit. Why would you think this is something that you could win on?
He was fighting back. He was not going with it. He had the bodega union met with him and everything, saying, do you not see what's happening?
Yeah, but
all around the state?
It shouldn't have gotten this far.
They said that he used excessive force.
What the fuck?
So you don't agree?
No. The fuck is this world coming to, man?
This is what they want. They want you docile. They don't want you fighting back. They don't want you owning guns.
This state is really fucked,
bro.
Like,
it's getting pretty bad.
Really, really dense people up at the top.
Well, they're paid by a certain faction to make laws that go against.
Oh, they're prostitutes, is what you're saying.
Oh yeah, 100%. And they want to keep that, especially. Everyone's asking me right now, like, about re-election next year, and every single time I look at them, I'm like, I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah,
I'm not thinking about re-election. Why? If I'm thinking about re-election right now, I'm not doing my job.
Yeah,
that's it.
Well, that's when you do your job, though. You get in trouble. So you
gotta fall. I'm okay with no. It's not happening though. I'm gonna stand for my rights, just like the Southwest lady stood for her rights. And shout out to Michelle Keisha out there. I'm not gonna say her business, but shout out to Michelle Keisha. We're gonna go into the South
bathroom because I'm
West.
43 years old.
You do that, old man. You got that retired Michael Jordan number. Was he 43 or was he 45? Oh, he was 45. My bad. The article states, I give Jesus all the glory. Flight attendant fired over pro-life beliefs finally wins case, awarded $5 million in damages. What happened here is that this flight attendant did not agree with her union. She didn't agree with her union. She didn't like the fees that she was paying for them to really be pushing out things such as they were getting more political than what she had really wanted them to do. She goes and she speaks out against it on her social media, saying that she does not agree with her union that, it says in here, used union money to attend a women's march on Washington, D.C. She learned that in 2017, that the union president used union money to attend a women's march in Washington, D.C., which endorses groups such as Planned Parenthood. She didn't agree with it. She just didn't agree with it. She's like, I'm not paying my fees, or no, I'm sorry. She was still forced to pay her fees, even though she was not part of the union, because it was a condition of her employment. So the flight attendant denounced the union's attendance at the event on social media and sent messages to the president of the union about a recall effort against the president of the union, saying, look, I don't agree with what you're doing. I don't agree with you attending this these events where you're marching for killing babies. I don't agree with it. Well, Southwest managers met with Stone regarding her social media posts and questioned why she posted them, and then fired her. They fired her because she posted on her social media that she didn't agree with her union. She didn't agree with Southwest. She did not like her dues money being used for people to fly around the country to attend events that she didn't agree with. She didn't like it. She was against it. Well, she got fired, but guess what? A few years later, awarded $5 million in damages. I'm telling you that you need to start stepping up against your companies that are becoming political.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's way too many companies that have no right to be putting out political ideologies. There's no reason for it. I shouldn't say there's no right. They have every right to do it. But you have every right as an individual to have your own personal beliefs as well. And if your company is making it so that you feel targeted in your employment simply because you do not agree with the ideologies, not the ideologies, but the political ideologies of your company that you work for, that's not how this works. That's not how it works. And she proves it. She sued them, won $5 million in damages.
Good for her.
Good for her is right. So there are examples of people fighting back in this country and saying, no, I don't agree with this. No, my political beliefs are not in line with my company's beliefs. And I'm here to work. I'm here to give up a couple hours of my day in order to make a couple of dollars. I don't need to be bombarded by your political beliefs.
Well, you know what? It's kind of scary though right now, because I mean, whatever side of the coin your employer falls on, it can be conservative, it can
Either
be
side,
fucking liberal,
right?
It doesn't matter, right? At the end of the day, that worker works for you. They're exchanging their time for dollars, and depending on that individual's ability to be responsible with their hourly wages and what they do with that money, it's all on them, right? So
the individual.
Now, if you have a very, very good handle on your finances and you are not going check to check, you can walk into your employer's establishment, grabbing your nuts, saying, fuck Donald Trump or fuck Joe Biden, right? You can go in there believing that and saying that. And if your employer says to you, you got to go because of whatever, you're probably not going to give two fucks. Now, it's those individuals who aren't as confident and have that ability to do that, grabbing their nuts. They need this job. It's them every single day, day after day, right? Then it becomes into like a little like entrapment type of agreement. You're just working paycheck to paycheck.
It's going along to get along.
Go along to get along. That rat race that everybody talks about. They don't want that shit. Those people, that's where this can kind of be a problem.
Well, it's funny because the left will say that they're pro-choice, right?
Of course.
All right. So let's bring up Elizabeth Warren, because if we're going to sit here and say that the left is pro-choice, we're gonna bring up someone who's
She's like
obviously a representative of the left.
As left as they come.
Right. Elizabeth Warren wants to shut down all of the country's crisis pregnancy centers. She literally came on camera and said, there are more companies out there in her district, I believe it was, in her area, that are they label themselves as crisis centers. You know, someone has a baby and they're like, oh shit, what do I do?
Mm-hmm.
They come to these places, and these places don't do abortions. They're literally to sit there and say, what do you want to do?
She wants to shut them down.
What do you want to do?
She wants Planned Parenthood to keep going. Planned Parenthood, who gets millions from the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. That Planned Parenthood?
And she wants to shut down all of the country's crisis pregnancy centers.
Yo, she's a crazy fuck.
Does that not take away your choice?
She's a crazy fuck. Period.
Well, she's Native American. Right?
Is she?
Well, that's what she said.
Mm.
Do you not believe her?
Oh no, I look at her.
She looks as fucking privileged as can be.
She's white passing for sure, but
certainly white adjacent.
Yeah.
But who's gonna check, right? Who's gonna fucking call her on it, right?
I'm just saying she's definitely crazy because she literally came out and said that she was Native American. People are like, oh, you're not.
Warren is definitely a traditional, Navajo.
Her family comes from the mountains of Caucasus. If you want to shut down all the country's crisis pregnancy centers,
her cousin banged an Indian, and all of a sudden,
right,
she's fucking Navajo.
You're not pro-choice at that point.
What's the Jay-Z saying, girls? No, she said, all you need to know is that I'm not a hoe.
Yeah, I was gonna say you're
and
way off.
With me, you need Chief Lots of Dough.
Oh yeah. The birthday boy over here.
I don't
think you're allowed to say those words actually, because are we gonna get blocked because we did a Jay-Z song?
Oh no, I'm gonna count
the lyrics.
I don't think
are we allowed to do that?
I don't think the algorithm is that.
Would it be the first time that we actually get canceled is because you did a Jay-Z song?
Line?
Right.
I think you're good.
I would say who cares, but saying who cares is homophobic.
That's what I hear.
Wait, what? Let's not do this.
Saying who cares is homophobic.
Let's not do this.
You sure you don't want to do this?
No, come on, man.
How who cares has become code word online for I hate gay people. Homophobic Facebook users try to keep gay athletes in the closet with messages like, who cares? Meaning, who cares what your sexual preference is? I don't need to know it. I don't care what it is.
But there's a lot of gay dudes.
That's homophobic.
There's a lot of gay men at the top that wants to bang a lot of young gay kids. That's the only thing I think of. Because, these motherfuckers are really, there's so many distractions that are out there when it comes to just homosexuality. And through all of these distractions, and we didn't even talk about him yet. Fucking Ricky Martin. I don't know when he started banging his nephew. Dude, right?
I was trying not to bring that up today because I'm so butthurt about that. Not literally, but figuratively speaking.
I'm not.
Thanks,
I don't give a fuck. There are a lot of nasty fucking men on this planet. Period.
There are.
And it ain't just in the United States. There's a lot of nasty motherfuckers here. All this gay fucking talk, these gay rights, they're just trying to make it more acceptable to because there's a lot of cases, y'all. There's a lot of cases out there where older men is fucking with young kids. It's like insane. It's insane. This shit right here, to me, I think this is the fucking play. They want people to be desensitized to just the whole entire fucking act, and they want people to accept this shit so that we can start moving down the age of consensual sex with a minor.
Play the music. You got to play the conspiracy theory music while he says this.
I mean,
Sorry, I didn't mean to snap at you. Not bad.
But that's
boy, play that music.
But I don't know. I'm just thinking out loud, maybe. But why is it in every fucking not every newspaper, but it's always a discussion. like every day since I don't know when it fucking started. We've been talking about what gay people do in the bedrooms, in their private bedroom, and they're like, "Yo, we want to be accepted from." Like, yo, there's gay people doing everything, working. I know gay professionals, and they've been doing well, very well. Like, where the fuck does this shit like end? It makes no sense.
Well,
can I just
I saw you
interject?
Reason for that.
Yeah, listen, I think you might be going down a rabbit hole. I don't know. I
always go down a rabbit hole.
I think
that was quite the rabbit hole.
Age and gender have nothing to do with each other, and that just because you're like, I don't think the gayness has anything to do with pedophiles.
No, trust me, I understand. I totally understand. I totally understand that point, right? But still, at the same time, just like when it, like with crime, it's like murders. People are desensitized to that. Right. And no one's
because of video games.
Well, not even video games. Yep. However way it's on the media, it's through, however way we find out that someone's been killed. It's become a way of life. Like everybody just shake their head on it. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So
prayers go to.
I'm just drawing a comparison of just what gets puts out on the media. It's for a reason. This is not to try and inform and change any type of anything. This is not to try and create any type of dialogue at all. This is just another media headline that just gonna make people more acceptable to the act of whatever it is. And again, each tribe, like I said earlier, right? Whatever fucking group you align with, the super religious, you know what I mean? The whatever line you fall yourself into,
whatever tribe
you fall yourself into. At the end of the day, the overall majority, it's either they're going to make a decision. You're going to accept it or you're not. So the more and more people get okay with just the overall act of homosexuality, which me per se, I don't give a fuck what you do in your bedroom.
Well,
I don't care.
That's obviously code word for I hate gay people.
Right. Well, okay. I'm just, again, like, but it's honest. I don't fucking care what you do in the bedroom. Like, you're in America. Be free. Bang whatever sex you want to bang. Do what you want to do. But still, it still comes down to sex itself, right? Like, there are certain states that, as far as like women itself or young women, if the parents allow their 12-year-old daughter to have sex with another male and they're an adult, it's perfectly okay. Like they can marry at that age.
There are some states like that.
There are some states like that. Let's not
weird.
It's really fucking crazy.
Not many.
So let's not act like this shit is not. It's not, relevant. So let's say that just like we got gay marriages, which again, I don't give a fuck. Why would you want to like really get married under the books? That's up to you and you, whatever.
You want to pay that? You want to pay that fee?
You do what you got to do. Do what you got to do.
Nice taxes.
Do what you got to do. But I just see this is where things are heading to where the more it's normalized, the more it's talked about, the more it's acceptable, the more it's debated. You're going to literally see laws being changed to where a fucking 12-year-old boy is going to be allowed to marry a fucking 30-year-old nasty ass, disgusting ass, pedophile ass, I don't know.
I think we
Catholic priest.
We have discussed where it
because the Vatican has said it itself. They want this shit to be acceptable. They
where did they say that?
It's not okay. They didn't use those words, but they said it acceptable. Acceptable in the position of it being just a normal thing. They're trying to normalize it.
I want to see the article. I want to see the information that shows this.
They said there's going to be a time, or it maybe needs to be a time where we start to accept the fact that this is a natural way of life.
Well, Pizzagate was once a thing, right? Everyone was saying that Pizzagate was a QAnon conspiracy theory thing. They kind of equated Hunter Biden to Pizzagate, kind of left there, I believe. Yep. Twitter and Facebook allow Pizzagate-esque conspiracy theories to spread about Hunter Biden, right? Pizzagate-esque. It says abhorrent, baseless, Conspiracy theories are swirling around the vice president's son that have largely gone unchecked. This is an article from, the next article over there as well. GOP report claims Hunter Biden paid women linked to prostitution or human trafficking ring. This is all stuff from 2020 because that one was published on my birthday, September 25th, 2020. They're both back in 2020 where they're saying it's Pizzagate-esque conspiracy theories about Hunter Biden and what's on his, laptop. And you guys are just crazy and you're just spreading conspiracy theories and who cares what's on there? Well, pull up the next article.
Stones, of course.
Hunter Biden could face federal charges related to prostitution. He's under investigation for financial matters stemming from his foreign business dealings.
Pizzagate.
If they start, remember, if you didn't see that they someone had hacked his cell phone, got into his data, got into his pictures, got into his videos, showed the video of him measuring out his crack cocaine and
they did the same thing to John Podesta though.
Yeah, but John Podesta's dad he wasn't the author of the 80s and 90s bills that threw black people in jail for having a quarter size.
No. I'm just making the connection to the Pizzagate and the prostitution and all those things.
Gotcha. But we're talking about President's son, who the president utilized the FBI.
Hunter, yes.
Yep. President used the FBI to.
Well, what's up with the diary? Did they get to the diary yet? Because that's still a thing.
Project Veritas. I say this all the time on Instagram. Thank God for Project Veritas because they are the MVP of the journalism world. They're fighting them in court to get all the information about how the FBI got the ability to even go into their offices and homes to take the diary back. They didn't steal the diary. They told them about the diary. And yet the FBI was used to try and extract the diary out from Project Veritas. And they're saying, why would you do that when we told you we had it? And on top of that, remember, who was this first news media that was there that reported? Was it New York Times? I think it was New York Times and New York Post. They were literally there when the FBI went through the offices of the Project Veritas folks and the homes. They within the same 10 minutes.
Well, they were there when fucking Epstein's house was fucking raided.
Yeah,
they were there for that too. So what the fuck? That doesn't mean anything. Them motherfuckers.
Well, it means that the FBI talking directly with the media.
Oh yeah, I'm saying these motherfuckers work hand in hand. The media knows before the fucking.
That's not how this works. And it's journalism. You can't go and bust down doors of journalists because they came to you and said that I have a diary of the president's daughter.
Yes, you can. You want to know why? No, because if you're not CNN, MSNBC, CBS, ABC, if you're not that group, if you're not in the fucking the Klan, if the people who owns fucking what's the name of the? I mean, they're only owned by the 3 production companies, whatever, Universal, Viacom, right, and whatever the other one owns, Disney. Whoever owns these top motherfuckers,
Blackstone,
yeah, that's the United States government. Period. Might as well say that. But Project Veritas, well, hey man, listen, you're trying to take down. You're trying to take us down. You can't take us down. You can't.
That is thank God for Project Veritas. I love
Thank God for him, yeah, but I mean, it's pretty obvious that if you're not,
they're not going to win that. They're not going to win that.
No, man.
But thank God because they're fighting.
I fucks with them.
This is what they are. We are the Project Veritas of Rochester here. We talk about stuff that other people just don't want to talk about or hear about or haven't been told about. I mean, there was already 2 issues tonight that I brought up to you that you were like, I didn't hear about that. These are things that need to be discussed because it is affecting us later down the road of if we allow it today, what are we going to allow next year?
It's too late.
What are we gonna allow in
man.
5 years?
Too late.
Do you think is it too late for America?
It's too late, man. So many
You
people
think it's too late for
are
America?
they are so okay with being used and abused. It's like it's an abuse. They're in an abusive relationship with a fucking narcissistic husband or wife, and they love it. It's a trauma bond. They love it.
But I believe AOC will be there for us.
Take more of my rights. Take more.
I believe AOC will be there for us. I mean, just look at how the media portrayed her being arrested.
This is my moment.
And then she just had her hands behind her back.
Yo.
She had no handcuffs on her at all.
She's a star, man. She's such a fucking star.
Remember she was at the border crying with her hand up about the treatment.
She's the new Angelina Jolie. She's fucking phenomenal. Look at this.
He's got the video. Right. And watch the lady next to her that walks like a human being, I would say, because no one walks with their hands behind their backs like that.
And they clearly said was escorted. She's like,
yeah, look at her. Look at her.
I'm getting arrested.
Look at the lady next to her. That's how a human being walks.
Watch, she throws the black power.
And then she puts the
Black Lives Matter
again. And just
Black Lives Matter, fighting for your rights to kill your babies.
So no matter what, AOC will be there for us, fighting for our rights, Lavelle, because we are people of color, and she stands for us as well.
I quit.
Except for when people want to kill us as babies. Shout out to John Leguizamo. He's a pussy. I want him on the show.
Dang, after you just called him a pussy?
Yeah. I was hoping that the hate would motivate.
Oh, and Nicki Minaj. Yeah, Nicki Minaj. Don't forget about her.
Oh, that was back in the day. Yo, Let's Go Brandon's been around for a long time if he remembers Nicki Minaj being brought up.
Yeah. He know the crew.
That's at least 6 months ago. But yeah, Kanye West. Man, I've watched that Genius.
I just started watching it.
Just started? Yeah. I've literally watched it like 5 times.
I just started watching
it. Oh, you're stupid.
I haven't.
I'll catch up.
You haven't watched it?
I've never heard of it before right now.
I was gonna say podcast. It's on Netflix.
It's pretty good. Oh, okay. It's pretty cool. It is so dope. Dude definitely had some footage.
It's not Kanye West talking. It is a friend of his that recorded him from the beginning. Like literally recorded him behind the scenes from the beginning, from before he was a star to when he forgot about his own friend.
He was making songs. I didn't even know he made songs for.
That's how bad it was.
Give Kanye more props because he wrote a song with Jay-Z and Biggie Smalls, Make You Shit Your Drawers. I didn't know he did that beat.
There you go. You learn something new every time you come into the
Politically Correcting
podcast. Did we miss anything from the? We gotta come up with a name for our folks, for our followers, for our listeners.
Hey,
Jen Ardone, she's always on. I appreciate you.
Fish
smell. What is fish smell?
Politically
I've never seen fish smell before.
Oh, who's a dumb fuck? Yeah. Yo, Jen always come with that.
That had to be the Hokel one.
No, yeah, that is Hokel. She is a dumb fuck.
What's up after the whole feed?
Well, I appreciate y'all, man. Thank y'all. You guys are dope.
Michelle Keisha, shout out to Michelle. She is the MVP. You got to talk to her and see what happened.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm not gonna put it out there. That's her information to have, but she's a big fan of ours. So, we got to set up another in-person podcast again in future because it was fantastic to see our followers, people I didn't know watched us. It's always exciting to see people out in public and they know us from the podcast. I love that. That's fantastic because you don't know how many people actually watch us. Because what people do is they go to YouTube and they're like, oh, there's only 14 views on here. I'm like, you don't know how many downloads we have. You don't know how many saves we have. You know how many people that just go to work the next day and listen to us on their podcast. It's fantastic how many people are out there listening to us. We appreciate you. We love you. And we got to get shirts made before the end of the summer, damn it.
I know.
But anything else you want to discuss?
No, man, we good, man. Happy
anything
birthday
else
to
you want
me,
for your birthday?
Nah, man, just some more lasagna when I get back to my mom's crib. That's it.
I hate lasagna. Awesome. Hit
What the fuck
that
is wrong
music.
with you?